I don't know if you knew this about me, but I hate gacha. I know it's surprising coming from a guy who follows the Chinese ACG scene and talks about Ghost Frontline quite a bit. But seriously, I do not like gacha. I mean, who could like a gameplay model that encourages starving yourself out of content, and when you do get new content, it has a risk that you won't get what you want, and it will cripple your chances of getting future content. That's part of the reason why I have enjoyed Ghost Frontline for the better part of half a decade, and why I quit Genshin Impact over a year ago. But what if I can just enjoy the gameplay and world of Genshin without the gacha? Would I enjoy the game? But that's impossible. Unless... Now wait a minute, Hoyoverse. I know this looks bad, but all this is just rerouting the information of the client-side Genshin Impact's traffic into a server that's not an official Genshin Impact server. But I know that still breaks Chronosphere's legal rules if you host one. So let me just clarify, I myself have not emulated Genshin Impact servers or played in one. I just wanted to document and say, yes, this project to emulate Genshin servers existed at one point. The only reason why I'm morally comfortable talking about this is because the emulator is behind in updates compared to live Genshin. So it's not really competing with a live service. So we're good, right? I'm so getting a DMCA from just mentioning the private servers. Well, from that blurb of me futilely trying to protect myself, it's pretty clear I'm talking about Genshin Impact private servers, as in playing Genshin in an environment separate from the official Hoyoverse servers, or just playing on a server that's emulating the official servers. However you want to see it. I mean, it was going to happen eventually, and the future that people wanted 2 years ago is now. But why are these private servers appealing to enjoy the actual game and world of Genshin? I mean, the official game servers exist, and they do a pretty good job of giving people a reason to consistently play the game. Well, with these new servers come new game masters and admins. Game masters and admins that are not being driven by profit, that are free to do whatever they want in this new environment. Do things like, say, get rid of the concept of gacha altogether by giving every player every character and turning Genshin Impact to a truly open world game. As it currently stands, private servers are not a replacement for Genshin Impact, as the server is what activates monster spawns and quests and the like, so the world's 100% peaceful with no monsters in the released server package. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that there is a specific group behind making private Genshin servers happen. And I don't know if I'm allowed to name them or if they want to be named, but let's just say these guys really like cutting grass. What private servers currently do provide is a space to try out and see the characters, the ability to do some gacha for no money, the opportunity to explore Genshin Impact's world, and creating and conquering your own custom combat encounters, which all could be done solo or with friends. Yeah, these grass cutting people somehow made multiplayer work. Oh, and there's a lot of screwing around with Genshin's code, as it's a staple in these servers. Like, did you know that Genshin Impact supports infinite party size? Which includes even multiplayer, so you being limited to one character while playing in a world of 4 people is done for balance. That is somehow needed in the overworld? Or the fact that the most overpowered Genshin character, Naked Man, is unobtainable in the current servers? Discoveries like these are made every day with the advent of private servers. In fact, there are so many changes and improvements being done by these grass cutters that I know that what I said is normal and possible is outdated by now. I mean, this video is like a week late, and their GitHub gets updated almost every other hour. The private servers have created some kind of modding community actually. The extent of what they can do with just access to the console and code is kind of amazing, allowing for some truly cursed creations with weapon mixing or the aforementioned party sizes, test characters, and monster spawning. But the true kings of making cursed content are the people who found out to make things like this. Now, I don't want to know how someone did this, or even have memories of seeing this, but I've been cursed with this site, and now like some sort of bad horror movie, I'm passing it on to you. On a pure just coding and development standpoint, the grass cutter people are doing something pretty cool, and they're worth being checked out just on that alone, even if you don't like Genshin. And while content that's not player created is lacking in private servers, after seeing them, the private servers sort of catch a sense of magic that I felt Genshin had when I first played it day one. A vast world of infinite potential, complete with all these new tools are hiding secrets that could shape the way the game space is played and interpreted. Just seeing what could be done with full server control of an almost 2-year-old live service game is kind of exciting, and the project keeps on innovating and improving as every hour goes on. This might be kind of silly, but I actually got a sense of nostalgia from my first time exploring Genshin and my time in Teyvat, from watching footage of the private servers. Memories of areas where my friends and I would hang out while deciding which domains to run and bosses to kill, seeing that mountain where my brother and I used environmental storytelling to find a floating building, just watching the clean experience of always having whatever character you want and going wherever you wanted brought feelings of what I wanted MiHoYo to make Genshin when I first heard about it. While not an official server that explicitly gives money to Hoyoverse, these private servers did do at least one thing to help support Hoyoverse. As for the first time in over a year, I decided to venture back into Teyvat.